Hi. Okay, so believe it or not, I'm going to say something very strange now, but very real. You are looking at the best spot welder. Let's fix what I'm saying. The best portable spot welder, and let's say not a huge one, with a very high performance results. Now I will explain why. First of all, this one is not very cheap. The price is a little up over $100, let's say between $100 and $130, and it is built like this. You have here 4 PCB boards. The one of them, the bottom, is the MOSFET control to the output. This is why you have these very wide wires that are connected between the lower and one board above. The second board is capacitors, and you have here 16 capacitors. These are ultra capacitor, or what called super capacitors, with a very high capacitance. Each capacitor is 100 farad. What is important about these capacitors that is not like other capacitors is that you have a very low voltage for these capacitors, usually between 2.5 and 2.7 volts. These are 2.7 volts. Therefore, you cannot charge them without controlling the charge not to go above the maximum voltage allowed, because you can destroy the capacitors. What is also special about this capacitor is that they have a very low internal resistance. I'm talking about something around 1 million resistance per capacitor. Sometimes it is even lower or a little up, depends on the capacitor itself. And there you go to the third board. The third board is the control. You have a potentiometer that you can move and press it in order to change the settings. And from there you have an LCD which arrived in a separate bag that it is with connector. You just pull it off and can plug it back. Maybe I will show you without additional talking. So this is the LCD. You have a controller. Probably this is the controller of all this board, because I don't see any other. You can see very little electronics. You don't need a lot of electronics for a spot welder. I already talked about it. You just need to control the pulse width. You should have the amount of energy that you want to transfer, and that is all you need. And you need a wide wires to be able to transfer all the current out. So again, this is one of the best by the best results that I've ever seen. The problem, I don't know why they didn't put a box for it. I need a box, guys. I don't want to you did amazing job here, but again, a box will be definitely will put it on the best on the market spot welder portable that you can use with battery, and you don't need a power source. Although it arrived with this power supply that can deliver up to 10 amps out. This is 12 volt, 10 amps. This is a lot. Okay. And basically I don't want to use it with this one, because I want it to be fully portable, to use with few batteries. Don't need more than 4 lithium cells or to get the 12 volts that it needs. By the way, the input voltage is 12 to 19 volts. This is what is written in the manual. And basically very simple design, very well built, with a very wide wires. I can count the MOSFET. Let's count how many we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 16 MOSFETs. 16 MOSFETs. Of course, I assume that are all connected in parallel to deliver the very high currents that needed for such stations. Everything is arrived very well packed, and all the let's say screws are tightened very well, so I don't see any issue about contact and other things. Now let's see what is so special, additional things that they put. The LCD, by the way, is not the best because the contrast of the LCD is not one of the best I've seen. This is maybe a little disadvantage, and maybe I will show you. I will connect it now with batteries that I'm building for it. So in a second I will show you how it goes. So I've built this little battery pack for this one. I'm not happy with the results. This is because of the BMS. This is an eBay BMS. It is not doing what it's supposed to do. I will change it when I have time, but for demo purpose this is good enough. So now we will connect the power and see what happens. So maybe I will zoom to the LCD and it will be more clear. Okay, so the picture now is seen very well because I have turn off the light in my room, so we will be able to see it better. So what we can see here, so basically we have this switch that we can rotate, and by the way, see the charge of the capacitor, which is really useful because you can see if it is charged or not. Of course, you can set auto mode or manual mode. I'm using the auto mode. And now let's go about the special things. So here we can get in milliseconds the times that it will open the capacitor. So therefore is the energy pulse power. Of course 99 is a lot, we don't need it. I usually work about between 10 and 20, and this is enough to burn all my house. So don't need more than this. Again, because the supercapacitors, it is more than you need, much more than you need. And then you have pulse number 2. I don't know, so maybe they have a pulse and then the second pulse really didn't matter. And then we have the setting, and this is what I like about it. We can set the buzzer on and off. We can set auto or manual. About the soldering, if it detects the contact, it will transfer the power out. And what I like about it, this is the third thing, this one, maximum charging current. Okay, why this is the most important? Because if I want to use my batteries and I want to use so it will be fully portable with, let's see, very few batteries, just 4 sets, it will be okay. And I can tell him not to consume more than 2 amps for the batteries. Of course, it will change the charging time of these supercapacitors, but I did not find any problem with this. If it is a little higher, a little shorter time or longer time, it doesn't really change anything. And also you can change the single capacitor voltage, so you can control the capacitor voltage of single capacitor. This is also nice. And you can see the count, it also counts the pulses, and you have of course to change the language if you wish. So very nice, a very nice feature, I have to say. Okay, about this one, this is the interval in millisecond between pulse to pulse. Okay, so you can put it much higher than a few milliseconds. I use few. This is between pulse 1 and pulse 2. And then you have the auto time. Auto time is how much time between it detect the metal and it deliver the current out. And then you have the voltage setting. The voltage setting is pretty amazing, because this is the voltage I think that it is using to the output. So you can also control the voltage to be lower. By the way, I think it is flickering now in red because the voltage on the capacitor is higher than the voltage I want out. So just after a few single discharge it will be fixed. And now, of course, the best thing is to show you this in work, and you will see how much powerful this one. So I will try to find a battery. So I have here a few batteries. I will prepare and then I will show you. Of this, the setting here is 21 millisecond. And look how this works. And be careful because this has a spark, so it's 1 second delay. So see, did you see this? Let's do another one. You can see the high spark out. By the way, you see the voltage even also almost didn't drop. You can see the voltage of the capacitor almost didn't drop at all. So I'm using just these cells, and look at this. I can't with all my power to this. You see, it did not disconnect, it teared off. I used a lot of power, so it teared off. You can disconnect it with a very low pulse rate, and this one is definitely the best soldering spot welder that I've ever seen, no doubt about it. So this is all for now. Hope you enjoyed, and I will put a link in the description. I think now they don't have it available for sale, but they will have it soon. So thank you and bye.